Being broke isn't just about having no money. It's an emotional state. It makes you feel powerless, trapped, and completely anxious about what tomorrow will bring. It can steal your sleep, your peace of mind, and your belief in yourself. But here is something most people get wrong. Financial confidence has very little to do with the number in your bank account. It doesn't magically appear when you hit a certain income or net worth. True. Lasting financial confidence comes from how much control you build over your money, no matter how little you have. It's about building a system, a mindset, and the discipline to manage what you've got. Today, we're going to break down exactly how to build that unshakable confidence, step by step, even if your account balance feels discouraging right now. This isn't about getting rich overnight. This is about taking your power back. So, where do we start? The first and most crucial step is awareness. You absolutely cannot change what you ignore. So many of us, when we're struggling with money, we do the exact opposite of what we should. We avoid looking at our bank account. We let the bills pile up unopened. We tell ourselves we'll deal with it later. But later never comes, and the anxiety just grows. Avoiding your financial reality doesn't reduce your stress. It multiplies it. It lets the monster under the bed grow bigger and scarier in the dark. The only way to shrink it down to size is to turn on the light. So, take a deep breath. Sit down and face your numbers. How much money is coming in each month? Where is it all going? How much debt do you have? What are your exact expenses? Write it all down. Use an app, a notebook, whatever works for you. It might feel uncomfortable at first, maybe even a little painful. But that initial discomfort is the price of admission for clarity. And clarity is the foundation of control. Once you know exactly where you stand, you're no longer operating from a place of fear and uncertainty. You're operating from a place of facts. And with facts, you can make a plan. Once you have that clarity, the next step is to build small wins. Confidence isn't something you just decide to have. It's something you build, brick by brick. When you're feeling overwhelmed by a huge goal, like getting out of debt or saving a large sum of money, it's easy to get discouraged and quit before you even start. The secret is to break it down into ridiculously small, achievable goals. Your mission is to create a chain of success. Think about it. Every time you achieve something you set out to do, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine. It learns to associate your efforts with a positive outcome. It starts to believe, hey, I can do this. So, what does a small win look like? It could be saving your first $100, just focusing on that single milestone. Or maybe it's paying off one tiny debt, even if it's just $50 you owe a friend. It could be as simple as sticking to your grocery budget for 1 week straight, or making your own coffee at home every day for a month. These things might seem insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but they are incredibly powerful. Each small victory proves to yourself that you are capable of discipline and progress. It trains your brain to expect success, building the momentum you need to tackle the bigger goals down the road. Don't underestimate the power of starting small. Now, let's talk about the tool that makes all of this possible: the budget. I know, the word budget can make people cringe. It sounds restrictive, complicated, and frankly, no fun at all. But I want you to reframe how you think about it. A budget isn't a cage, it's a GPS. It's you telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it all went. And it doesn't have to be some complex spreadsheet with 100 different categories. In fact, the simpler, the better. One of the most popular and effective methods is the 50-30-20ths rule. 50% of your income goes to your needs, things like rent, utilities, and groceries. 30% goes to your wants, dining out, hobbies, entertainment. And 20% goes to savings and debt repayment. But maybe that doesn't work for you right now. That's fine. The numbers are flexible. Maybe you need to start with a 70-20-10 split, where 70% is for needs, 20% for wants, and you just focus on putting 10% toward your financial goals. The specific percentages don't matter as much as the habit. The point is to create a simple, intentional plan for your money. When you know that every dollar has a job, a sense of order and control starts to replace the chaos and anxiety. You're no longer a passenger on your financial journey. You're the driver. And that feeling is the very definition of confidence. With a budget in place, your next mission is to build an emergency fund. This is non-negotiable. An emergency fund is the buffer between you and life's unexpected curveballs. It's what turns a potential disaster into a mere inconvenience. So many people live one unexpected bill away from a full-blown financial crisis. The car breaks down, you have a medical emergency. Or the water heater bursts, and suddenly you're forced into high-interest debt, setting you back for months or even years. This is where an emergency fund changes the game. Your first goal shouldn't be to save 6 months of expenses. That can feel impossible when you're just starting. Your first goal should be much smaller, $500 or even $250. The exact amount is less important than the existence of the fund itself. Having that small cushion of cash gives you breathing room. It gives you options. It gives you power. Knowing you can handle a small emergency without derailing your entire life is one of the most profound sources of financial peace you can experience. It's the security blanket that allows you to sleep better at night. Once you hit that initial goal, you can work on building it up to 1,000, then 1 month of expenses, and so on. But it all starts with that first small safety net. Next, you have to become a student of money. Think about it. We spend years in school learning about history, science, and literature. But for most of us, we get zero formal education on personal finance. We're just expected to figure it out on our own. It's no wonder so many people feel intimidated and confused by it. But the less you understand how money works, the more it will control you. Knowledge is power, and in this case, knowledge builds confidence. The good news is, there has never been an easier time to learn. You don't need a degree in finance. You just need curiosity and a willingness to learn. Start reading personal finance blogs. Listen to podcasts on your commute. Watch videos from creators who break down complex topics into simple, understandable terms. Learn the basics. What's the difference between a Roth IRA and a 401k? What is compound interest and how does it work? How can you improve your credit score? The more you learn, the less mysterious and scary money becomes. You'll start to understand the language of finance, and you'll feel more equipped to make smart decisions for your future. You don't have to become an expert overnight. Just commit to learning one new thing each week. That consistent learning will pay dividends in your confidence levels. As you're doing all this work, you also need to be mindful of the energy you're surrounding yourself with. Your mindset is heavily influenced by the people you spend time with and the content you consume. If all your friends do is complain about being broke, talk about how impossible it is to get ahead, and have a victim mentality about money, it's going to be incredibly difficult for you to stay positive and motivated. That kind of negativity is contagious. It seeps into your subconscious and reinforces the idea that your financial situation is hopeless. You have to protect your energy. This might mean spending less time with relentlessly negative people. It also means curating your social media feeds. Unfollow the accounts that make you feel bad about yourself or promote reckless spending. Instead, follow people who inspire discipline, consistency, and a growth mindset. Find communities online or in person where people are sharing their wins, supporting each other's goals, and talking about solutions, not just problems. You become what you absorb. So, surround yourself with the energy you want to embody. Fill your mind with stories of success, strategies for improvement, and messages of hope. It will make your journey feel less lonely and a lot more possible. Finally, and this might be the most important point of all, you have to focus on progress, not perfection. This journey is not a straight line. There will be good months and bad months. There will be times when you stick to your budget perfectly, and times when you slip up. There will be moments of victory and moments of setback. That is all part of the process. True lasting confidence doesn't come from having it all figured out and never making a mistake. It comes from the resilience to keep going even when you do. It's about looking back and seeing how far you've come, not how far you still have to go. So, track your progress. Keep a journal or a spreadsheet where you can see your net worth slowly increasing, your debt slowly decreasing, or your savings growing. When you have a bad week, don't beat yourself up. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and get back on track the next day. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small they seem. Did you pay off a credit card? Celebrate that. Did you hit your first $1,000 in savings? Acknowledge that achievement. Progress is the goal. Perfection is an illusion that will only lead to burnout. Be kind to yourself and appreciate the person you are becoming through this process. In the end, you don't need to be rich to feel confident about your finances. You don't need a six-figure salary or a massive investment portfolio. What you need is a plan. You need discipline, and you need a series of small victories to build your belief in yourself. Because when you finally take control of your money, you're not just managing dollars and cents. You're taking control of your life, your future, and your peace of mind. It all starts today with one small step. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on building a life you love. I'll see you in the next one.